Shalom, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Makah HaKodash, double honors unto my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, peace, love, and salutation unto the hopeful elect, kings and priests who are out there laboring, bringing out this word in all sincerity and in all truth. Brother Amawan from the Great Millstone branch, Los Angeles, Southern California camp of the High Desert region, back here with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson this afternoon. It is 2:30 p.m. Today's date is September 16th, a Tuesday, 2025. Another day closer to Esau's downfall and the uprising of our kingdom, which consists of the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. How do we know that? By the signs that we see in the heavens, by the things that are happening on the earth. Yahweh Shai told us there will be upwards of the people, signs in the heaven, and the moon, and the stars, upon the earth, distress of nations. And that's where we at with it. So the name of this lesson will be entitled, Great Fear is Upon Our Enemies. Great fear is upon our enemies. Who are the enemies of the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans? Who are the true chosen people of the Heavenly Father? Who are our enemies? It's Esau, Edom, starting with him, the so-called white man. All right, trickling down the roster of Ham, which are the Africans, you Ishmaelites, you Arabs, you Elamites, you Edomites also. All right, you Polynesians, you which are the Japhite people. Okay, Assyrians. Okay, so on and so forth. You are our enemies, and great fear is upon you. Okay, and starting with Esau, Edom, because he has these telescopes. You know, he has his eyes out in the heaven. He has his space force that can see and track different activity that's going on within the heavens. And what he sees is different select chariots. He see innumerable chariots. You know, he see different sizes. He see them appearing and reappearing. He calls them mystery orbs, but he knows what they are. He just says that to further confuse, all right, you Americans here on the earth. And right now, this information came out last week about this Hell's Fire missile that was shot at a chariot, and it didn't even phase the chariot. The chariot just kept going. You know, it also brought some of the debris with the chariot. But once the Hellfire missile struck the chariot, it didn't even budge it. It didn't fall down. It just let it hit it. And it didn't do no type of damage. And these elites are in great fear because they're like, whoa, what type of thing is this? What can we use to stop this thing? You know, because they know this is the angels of the Heavenly Father. Matter of fact, before I read some of the let's start with Isaiah 54 and 17. Before I read some not read, but play some of those threads, let's get Isaiah 54 and 17. Isaiah chapter 54 verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So even part of the weapons that's formed against us, these missiles, all right, Esau's ICBMs, the vehicles that's going to deliver us out of the second death, out of America's destructions, is what Esau calls UFOs, mystery orbs. And no weapon that is formed against it can prosper. And you're going to see that in this video. Okay, it was no type of damage this Hell's Fire missile did to the chariot when it got, and mind you, it split it, and it split the chariot, but it didn't do anything. Let's see what the first thread is.
Across the base, across the flight line, and as it flies
this is a Air Force veteran. Before we get to the
flies across.
Before we get to the missile that was split, let's go here in chronological order before I get to that Hell's Fire missile.
The light then flies across the base, across the flight line, and as it flies to me, a triangle
that was covered in gold
around the light. I can't tell you if it's active camouflage. I can't tell you if it appeared around the light, but I can tell you that it was a white light and then it was a triangle. It stopped about 100 feet in front of me and approximately 100 feet above me. My telephone got extremely hot, completely froze, dead. I remember how thick it was. It was between 1 to 2 stories thick, equilateral triangle. I could never see the top of it, and the edges were 90 degrees. There were 4 lights in total, 1 light on each corner and a larger light in the center, 2 to 3 times the size of the corner lights. But what was really odd was the outside. The best way to describe it is like looking at a James Webb telescope picture where you have the colors and then the black background. So the craft itself was this black metallic flake paint, but on top of the craft was this gold, lava, plasma, some type of fluid going over and around the craft. I'm under this for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then the center light flashes 2 to 3 times, no sound, immediately shoots up to commercial jet level minimum, in my opinion, and I immediately feel static electricity all over my body, and then I smell the smell of after a thunderstorm or lightning storm. The light then flies
Come on, man. This is a U.S. Air Force veteran, Dylan Borland, has told a Congress hearing of his 2012 UFO sighting, saying he endured sustained reprisals because of his whistleblowing around these sightings. According to NASA, the U.S. Space Agency has not found any credible evidence of extraterrestrial life, and there is no evidence of a UAP or extraterrestrial, which these are really they're celestial, but they become terrestrial when they enter here on the earth, but really they're celestial beings because they're the angels. They go into a celestial bodies when they go out of the heavens, actually. But this man endured backlash for what he saw, and some will think that he's crazy. He needs to be on meds, and he received a lot of backlash for just saying this. And he's saying he's seen the chariot as if it was gold, a lava type of plasma around the chariot. And when it was around him, he felt his foam heat up. His body felt the static, even after it left, man. So those chariots contain a lot of energy, man. Some Esau can't even fathom. Let's look at some of these comments. It says, equilateral triangle with 90-degree edges. The math is not mathing. Hey, and another thing, too, you can't even describe. He's trying his best to describe it. You got some of these people that like, no, he's lying, that's not the size of that. Well, the chariots talk about how the size of them, on this shape and that shape, because they come in different sizes and shapes. I saw something similar right above me here in Ventura about 12 years ago. It's so crazy to hear somebody explain what I saw, especially the lights under the craft. So you got an Edomite. She's also seen what he's describing. You can tell that he's told this story so many times and no one believes him. I believe him. You can tell he ain't bullshitting. Look how wide Esau's eyes is. That man ain't lying. This ain't no fairy tale. This is actually true, because it's in the scriptures, man. Let's go to the next thread. TikTok video.
This is the clearest video of a UFO recorded recently. In the footage, an intrigued pilot uses his cell phone to capture a strange metallic object he sees in the distance. Shortly after, the object passes just a few feet away from the plane. At that moment, the pilot realizes he might have recorded the most solid evidence of these mysterious ships. This video reopens the debate whether these crafts are secret human technology or of extraterrestrial origin. This is the clearest video of a UFO recorded recently. In the footage, an intrigued pilot uses his cell phone to capture a strange metallic object he sees in the distance. Shortly after, the object passes just a few feet away from the plane. At that moment, the pilot realizes he might have recorded the most solid evidence of these mysterious ships. This video reopens the debate whether these crafts are secret human technology or of extraterrestrial origin. This is the clearest video of a UFO recorded recently.
Talk about
In the footage, an intrigued pilot uses his cell phone to capture a strange metallic object he sees in the distance. Shortly after, the object passes just a few feet away from the plane. At that moment, the pilot realizes he might have recorded the most solid evidence of these mysterious ships. This video reopens the debate whether these crafts are secret human technology or of extraterrestrial origin. This is the clearest video of a UFO recorded recently. In the footage, an intrigued pilot uses his cell phone to capture a strange metallic object he sees in the distance. Shortly after, the object passes just a few feet away from the plane. At that moment, the pilot realizes he might have recorded the most solid evidence of these mysterious ships. This video reopens the debate whether these crafts are secret human.
Anyways, go to the next one.
Technology.
This was taken October 30th of 2024. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile. You cannot see that drone.
Are you aware of anything in the government, United States government arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like this?
No.
And do whatever blob thing it did and then keep going? Nothing?
Nothing.
All right, how about you, Chief Wiggins?
Nothing to my knowledge, ma'am.
Okay, and how about you, Mr. Borland?
I prefer to answer that in a skiff.
I have heard about events like this. I have heard about this event. Jeremy Corbell and I talked about it in one of our episodes a while back. We did not have the video, though. There are servers where there's a whole bank of these kind of videos that Congress has not been allowed to see, that the public hasn't been allowed to see. Occasionally, some of that stuff gets out in the wild, and it comes our way. It should be going to you. The public should be seeing this stuff. And why you're not allowed to, I don't know. But that's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
This was taken October 30th of 2024. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen.
And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
This was taken October 30th, object off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile. You cannot see that drone.
Are you aware of anything in the government, United States government arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like this?
No.
And do whatever blob thing it did and then keep going? Nothing?
Nothing.
All right, how about you, Chief Wiggins?
None can stop.
Nothing to my knowledge, ma'am.
Okay, and how about you, Mr. Borland?
Let's pause that. The people worry about the Epstein files. How about the fact they fired a Hellfire missile at something they had no clue what it was? Right, Esau just firing shit. He think he could stop it, and bam. Now you pissing off the Heavenly Father even more. People with these Epstein files, release the Epstein files. Man, y'all already know who on that list. What about these unidentified flying objects that Esau is not telling y'all about? Let's get Psalm 68. People worried about the Epstein files. Who was Charlie Kirk shooter? And, all this backlash talk. No, what about these chariots that are flying that people are reporting and seeing? Let's talk about that. That's the biggest issue. But that's the salvation of Israel, the elect. So this is Psalms chapter 68, verse 17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in a holy place. Right? So there's over 20,000, even thousands of angels, really innumerable angels that fly these vehicles that Esau is seeing on his Jesse's Webb telescope, if I'm pronouncing that right. So even the dude said it, there's things like videos just like that hasn't been showed to, I believe he said it's in Congress, that hasn't been showed to the public. So they're trembling behind the scenes, and they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do, how to show it, because if they can't stop that, what do you think they can? They can't fight against that. Esau is trying different maneuvers. He trying to beef up his military more. But you can't do anything against the Lord and his angels. It says, same chapter, Psalm 68 and 32. Sing unto the Most High, ye kingdoms of the earth. O sing praises unto the Lord, Salah. To him that rideth upon the heavens of heavens, which were of old. Lo, he does send out his voice, and that a mighty voice. Ascribe you strength unto the Most High. His excellency is over Israel, and his strength is in the clouds. The clouds represents the chariots. And you just saw the strength of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. A missile was shot at one of the chariots, and it didn't do nothing. Okay, we're talking about an object that's not from this earth. We're talking about a chariot that's not of this world. Nothing that can destroy it. These chariots go through the sun. They fly all throughout in volcanoes, underground volcanoes, underwater volcanoes. You know, they appear, disappear. You know, they shine bright. They have a force, electric magnetic force to them. You know, this is a prime example of the Lord's strength in the clouds, man. Did I click this third one? Okay, that's the same one. And this is the same video. It's just a different showing.
That video that Burleson had played earlier, I'd like to ask the committee to replay that video that Burleson had played earlier. I want to ask every witness here, specifically ones that have sensor training or have been able to recognize some of this movement real quick. So if you guys can please roll that real quick.
It's just another showing Akyan Wagwaf. And this is in 2024, mind you. This is just crazy, yo. Just bounced right off the chariot. That's a prime example of Psalm 68.
Okay, while this is still rolling, Mr. Nusatelli, real quick, yes or no answers. Are you aware of anything in the government, United States government arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like this?
No.
And do whatever blob thing it did and then keep going? Nothing?
Nothing.
All right, how about you, Chief Wiggins?
Nothing to my knowledge, ma'am.
Okay, and how about you, Mr. Borland?
I prefer to answer that in a skiff.
Esau has no questions, no answers.
Okay, does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes.
Nat?
I had a different reaction. I was really happy that it got out. Thanks for providing
Curiosity killed the cat. All right, Mr. Borland?
Yes, for...
Okay. All right, that is the end of my questioning. I'd like to now ask the committee to replay that video that...
Because they don't know what they can do against this. No one cares. Release the Epstein files. The elect cares. See, you people are going to understand what these chariots is about. It says that's the best camera the government got. I keep telling everyone it was the absolute nuke I hit in high school. Man, why are we shooting at UFOs asking for the human race? Did she just say, how about you, Chief Wiggum? The only thing faster than a Hellfire missile is the cameraman keeping up with it. Sunday Scaries. Anyone else finding ironic aliens are all of a sudden appearing in the age of AI? That's an angel. Ooh. See? He give the man a hand, like Apostle Tahar would say. Give the man a hand. This guy, Bryce Green Mojo, that's an angel. That's an angel, and he's 144,000% correct. I didn't read this comment, the comment board until now. That's an angel, and he's on point. That's an angel, man. And Esau you can't stop the angels. You can't stop the angels, man. That's an angel of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. This is Isaiah chapter 31, verse 5. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over He will preserve it. So just like birds flying, right? You see birds hover over you. You see a numerous of birds. You just be staring at them like, damn, they doing all these types of maneuvers. And it probably be like a good 18 of them, over 20 of them, probably like 30 of them, less than that probably. But you'll see like a whole a good number about of birds flying. That's the same way the Lord is going to do when he hover over Israel, when these missiles drop, when all hell is breaking loose, when it seemed like it ain't nowhere to go. You got these people with these Hellcats, all right, these Ferraris, these Corvettes. These things can't save you in a time of destruction. You got Esau's, what's that damn plane he got just in case a nuclear fallout happened? It's like a doomsday plane, and it flies all the way up high in the sky. Well, that's not even going to save Edom. Because you got to remember, in the first death, when the water overflooded the earth, it overpassed the mountains, even great mountains. The water overpassed that. Just think about how much higher this fire is going to get. It's going to be ignited. And only one that's going to be able to stand is the elect. Okay? They're going to be the ones to stand, all right, within that, out of that fire, really inside of the chariots.
We might actually be fucked. You mean to tell me we just fired a missile at a UFO and it deflected it? Look at this. That was a 200-pound missile, and it shrugged it off like it was nothing. How is this not a bigger deal? We just fired top-tier military tech at something that doesn't even react. Like, it didn't dodge, it didn't block, it just let the missile hit. And kept floating. That's not defense, that's disrespect. And we're sitting here like, maybe it's peaceful. Well, it's a bit late for peace when we're the ones firing missiles at it immediately. You don't get to throw hands and then act surprised when it looks back. It was just floating there, minding its business. We threw the first punch. It didn't even blink. And now we're all just standing around like that's normal. If it ever turns around and starts charging up, we're cooked. 2025 cannot get any crazier. But hey, at least it's ending with a bang. Follow for more daily rants.
Hey. and that's Esau for you, man. This motherfucker fired a missile at a chariot, and the chariot just straight up disrespected the angel. Split the motherfucker in half. Split it in half, man. And then she asking, does our U.S. military have anything that's capable of striking a UFO? They no answers. They have no answers. This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. So the clouds, all right, which are the chariots. It's not talking about a cloud where Goku, they ride on and surf the universe. No. This is talking about the chariots of the Heavenly Father, okay, which Yahushua is going to come on, a big fathership. And it just came out that there was a ship that passed over the sun that was bigger than the sun. There's so many chariots that out there that Esau is seeing that's 7,000 miles long, as bigger than the United States, But Congress is not going to blow that up to the people. Only the elect is going to understand, but the wicked, they ain't going to understand. This is Jude chapter 1, verse 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their harsh speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. So Enoch, during the time of Genesis, prophesied, all right, about Yahushua is coming with the thousands of saints to execute judgment upon all. None of these angels can be destroyed. Okay, they don't die, they don't run out of gas, they don't need anything of this earth. Anything of this earth, it can't penetrate it. ICBM missile, nothing like that. It just bounces right off of it. It just split it in half and just pushed it off like it wasn't nothing. And best believe he's scared as shit. Because they all going to try to fight against Yahweh Shai when he comes. But they ain't going to be able to do anything. You know, they ain't going to be able to do nothing. I'm going to end it with this. I was going to go to, matter of fact, I'll end it with Zechariah instead. Zechariah chapter 5, verse 1. Then I returned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. So even Zechariah is seeing the length of this flying roll, which is another term described as a chariot. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof, and the stones thereof. So this is the house of the thief that the chariots have entered into. Esau has stolen this house from who? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, starting with the northern kingdom. Gad, Reuben, Manasseh, Issachar, Simeon, Asher, Zebulun, Naphtali. They have taken this land, and now it's entering into the house of the thief, and Esau sees like, oh shit, what are we gonna do, man? They behind having their talks, you know, and that's another thing too. The chariots, they also they visit these nuclear sites. I think I mentioned in my last video, I think it's called Plant 42? Out there in Lancaster, one of the biggest nuclear sightings out in California, where they actually had to switch the codes up because the chariots decoded it. Okay? So we here, man. And Esau, he's scared, man. He don't know what the hell to do. He having congressional UFO hearings, and he just don't know what to do, man. But call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakah HaKodash, double honors into my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect. And to the next one, I say Shalom.